what's good? This is your Galaxy Queen Star. So I hope y'all are up with me. I know it's late. It is only like 1:20, so it ain't too late, but like I promised, I was going to recap all the battles until I'm done for Born Legacy 2. So now the next battle I'm up to is um uh Gotti. Okay, his name is Gotti, Geechi Gotti. Sorry, so I'm just tired. Geechi Gotti versus JC. Okay, now I was really excited watching this battle. This was a good battle so far, except for the battle with R Streets and Danger Zone. I'm gonna do that one last. But every battle so far that I've seen, that I've recapped for you guys, has been really good. Like this card seems to be really good. So I just finished watching Geechi Gotti versus JC, and this was a great battle. This was really good. I really enjoyed it. So let's get right into it, guys. Now, round one. Now Gotti, he goes first. He chose heads. He lost, so JC wanted him to go first. So you know how Geechi Gotti is. He always got to talk about the streets. He's a hood guy. He's a gangster, whatever. So that's what he mostly talks about. So he starts off, talking about JC and how, he pop locks and how he was auditioning for Chris Stokes and all this stuff. And right into it, he goes into a bar. He was like, "While you pop locking, I'm Glock popping. Catch my enemies slipping." And, he goes on to the bar. So that was fire. Another fire bar I like. "Get sliced with a rusty blade so the buck feel funny. It's a counterfeit." That was fire. Of course, he went on with the bar. Another bar I like. "You gonna shoot who? Blast what? Dot, dot, dot. It ain't never been a witness to JC Pop. But the Virgin Mary, Virgin Mary, Pop, Pop, JC Pop." So that was kind of hot. Next bar, like he said, "Nigga, this smack." Now, before I read this bar, he was saying something like, before he said this bar, he was saying something like, "JC, who want to see JC? Nigga, this is smack. Most these niggas felons. They tired of the pen." So that could go either way. Niggas tired of the pen, like the penitentiary or the pen, you know what I mean? So he had a nice round. He had a nice first round. Of course, I couldn't jot down all the bars. I don't want to spoil it for everybody, spoil it for y'all. But he had a lot of fire bars in that round. So now we're going to go to the next, to JC for round one. Now, I wrote a few of these bars down. Now, in the beginning, when JC started his round, he was trying to be funny. He was talking about how, Geechi Gotti was in jail and how he just did a few, some time, and what was it, 60 minutes, and he was just trying to say a joke, but it didn't land. And then he said something about Meek Mill. You should have had Meek Mill lawyer, but nobody laughed. Like that just didn't hit. It didn't land. And he just continued rapping though. He realized that didn't go over so well. So next bar, he says, "I'm here to show y'all the difference between putting paper on the present or the gift of rap." So that was fire. Gift of rap, rap when you rapping, or gift of rap when he said presents or rap, how you rap gifts. So I thought that was fire. Next bar, he said, "I like clean gun, no body count. So I plan to make one with the piece, premeditate," and then he goes on with the bar. But the way he said it, it was fire. It was fire. Next bar, "All kinds of hype, no to bubble off the arm like a spider bite." So, when you get bit by a spider, it bubbles on the arm. So I thought that was kind of nice. Next bar, "You not a can sprayer, rumble pack. You a handshaker." So all through this round, JC was trying to, talk to him, trying to tell him like, you ain't really no gangster or whatever. Next bar that I like, this is the last bar. "Don't real nigga me to death. That shit not amusing to me. The longer your rap sheet is, the worse you niggas are what y'all do in them streets." So, he was trying to kind of sun him a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But so he did pretty good. He had a lot of fire bars in that round too. but towards the end, like I said, he started off a little slow because he was trying to be funny and that didn't land. But right after that, once that bar did not land, then he started hitting. A lot of his bars did hit, and then towards the end, it kind of slowed down again. So with that being said, I do give the first round to Geechi Gotti. I enjoyed his round more. All throughout that round, he was hitting, spazzing. He had a lot of great bars. So Geechi Gotti definitely took that first round. So now we're going to go into round two. Now it's back on Gotti. I'm multitasking. Nina with me. I'll dump this bitch like the homies smashing. Let me say that again. I'm multitasking. Nina with me. I'll dump this bitch like the homies smashing. So that was fire. Nina with me. That could be a girl like her name is Nina, and he's dumping her like a homie is smashing. Or the gun Nina, dump this bitch like the homie smash. So that was fire. Next bar. Heard you before I read this bar, he was congratulating, saying I heard you was a full-time father, and he's telling the crowd give it up, how they try to set up the punch, so he's telling them give it up, he's a full-time father. So you thinking he's gonna say something nice about him, but of course that wasn't the case. So then he goes, heard you a full-time father, ... That was the first time that nigga saw a meal, but his daddy didn't make it, So, of course it was more in the bar, but I couldn't write the whole thing down. This is off of first watch. I'm trying to catch every bar that I think is, that I like and think is fire. But that was fire, you just gotta see the battle. Next bar I like, he said, I'm the type to stick a gun in it. Bet it's hard to swallow the biscuit. Nigga, I got it from Popeyes. I really shot guys. So I thought that was fire. When you stick the gun in somebody's mouth, they call it swallow the biscuit. And then he compared it to Popeye. I love Popeye biscuits, by the way. So I thought that was kind of fire. So I only wrote down three bars, 3 bars in that round. So now we're going to go to round 2 with JC. Now this to me was JC's best round. Like he went in this round, okay? He went in. So I jotted like at least 5 bars down for this round because, he had just so many good ones. So this one he goes, I don't expect my opponent to think outside the box. Okay, let me start over. I don't expect my opponent to think outside the box. They don't get that option, So, of course, he said something before this bar, and then he said that bar, and it was just fire. Think outside the box, but a body could be in the box. They don't get that option, Next bar, he says, even if they dug him up, ... They don't know they'll paint better than Picasso and leave a nigga face all over the place. So that was fire. Picasso is an artist. He paints sculptures and stuff. That was fire. Next bar. Cause I'm stamped like ODB from the welfare office. Now I remember that, back in the days. I believe it was in the 90s, of course. That's when ODB was alive. And I remember, I think it was on MTV or something. He had the audacity, he had the nerve, him and his wife, go down to the welfare office, and he in the camera talking about, this is free money. Why won't you want it? Because back in those days, it used to be embarrassing to see somebody on welfare. Like I know here in New York, if you see somebody coming, and back in those days, that's when they had paper money too, like green dollars, pink dollars, yellow dollars. I remember that as a little kid. So it used to be embarrassing for people when they come in the store and buy with this fake money. You know what I'm saying? But ODB, one day he with his family, his wife and kids, they at the welfare office, and he all in the camera talking about this is free money. That's what I'm talking about. I don't need it, but this is free money, And that's when they started really putting restrictions on welfare after that video. I remember that. So I thought that was funny. I like that bar because I'm strapped like ODB from the welfare office. Next bar. Niggas thinking niggas just acting like animals till we in your backyard again. Niggas thinking, okay, let me say that again. Thinking niggas just acting like animals till we in his backyard again. So that was hot. Of course, the bar was a little longer. I just chopped it up, But you know how you see a deer in the backyard or something. So I thought that was fire. Thinking niggas just acting like animals till we in his backyard again. So the last bar I wrote down. I put the yak on screen more than Shannon Sharp. I thought that was fire. Shannon Sharp, he got his YouTube page and he always talking about his mouths, black and mouths and yak and all that stuff. So that was fire. So that was JC's best round. He went in. JC had a lot of fire bars. Let me get my juice real quick, y'all. So, it is now 1-1, okay? Geechi Gotti definitely took the first round, and JC definitely took the second round, okay? JC was explosive in the second round. It seemed like every line hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was just on fire. He was on 10. He had so many good bars, great stage performance. He was making the crowd roar, okay? Even Gotti was on stage liking them bars, like, yeah, I like that, giving him his props. He was really good. That was his best round, JC. So now that's 1-1. I gave the first round to Gotti, second round to JC. Now we're going into the third round. Okay. So this one, let me make sure I got all the bars. All right, so third round. So third round, this is, okay, I ain't gonna say it yet, y'all. Okay, first bar. If my cow loaded, you gonna get this work and end up on a shirt. I'ma give him the large picture. That was fire. Like, that was, Loaded Lux and Cal Calico battled Loaded Lux. Loaded Lux always like, you gonna get this work. You gonna get this work. You know how he always say that. So that was fire. And he had some other stuff acting like Lux a little bit. It was fire. You gotta see that round. That was like the best third round to me in this battle so far. In the whole, card so far. Anyway, next bar, he goes, they gave my nigga a zipper, had him looking like a human suitcase. But it's crazy, because that nigga started packing every day after that. Now, he was telling a story. Like, that's some real shit. Like, I've seen a lot of guys in the hood that got, like, this long cut up, up their stomach, and it's like a zipper. You know what I'm saying? They say they get staples in it, whether you got stabbed or shot or something, I don't know. But I've seen a lot of guys like that in the hood. So he was telling a story about how his hood is and how niggas got, he got a human zipper, human suitcase. And that nigga started packing, you how you pack in a suitcase. So that was fire. That was a fire bar. Fire bar. This round was explosive. Just like JC, best round was the second. This was Gotti's best round, third round. Like, it was crazy. Next bar. I'm from a messy hood. It's no respect. Even at a funeral, we get the clapping like the message is good. So that was hot. And one more bar that I like, he said, most of my niggas get a bad deal or they underground. You know how you could be underground. I think that was underground. Was that Tupac still? That his label Underground. I know that's a label, Underground. So that was a nice bar. Most of my niggas get a bad deal or they underground. So you get a bad deal, like a label, a bad deal from a label, and underground could be a label, or most of my niggas get a bad deal or they underground, like they had a bad deal in life, so they underground, like meaning in the grave, underground. So that was fire. That was fire. Okay, so next, now we're gonna go into JC's third round. Now, after that round, that third round from Gotti, I mean, he had that place like roaring, like everybody was just on 100 in that building. You know what I'm saying? Like, it seemed like every bar just landed on Gotti's side. Every bar landed. It was explosive. I kept rewinding it. I kept watching it because that round was so fire. You know what I'm saying? And in my mind, I'm thinking, how can JC come back from that? Like even JC was giving him his props, giving him his dibs. You know, like yo, that was fire. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, I don't even want to watch JC because I know he couldn't top that. And sure enough, just like I thought, I'm watching JC rounds, and he had some nice little lines here and there, but the crowd was just already hyped with what Geechi Gotti was saying. They wasn't really feeling what JC was saying that much, here and there maybe. But I noticed that JC ended that round short because he must have felt like they wasn't, they wasn't messing with him no more. They wasn't fucking with him no more because, Gotti just came off such a great round, and JC just could not top it. He just couldn't, so it seemed like JC just gave up, he just gave up after a while, and he definitely cut that round short. But I did write 2 bars down that I kind of like. So I like when he said, I bleed for this, ... Denzel couldn't stick up a hospital to get the heart you need for this. So remember Denzel, I think that movie was GQ. I'm not sure what movie that was, but I remember Denzel in one of those movies where he was in a hospital, he was trying to save his son, and so I remember that. So that was a fire bar. And another bar, this is the last bar from the 3rd round. This is gonna be from JC. He goes, he's talking to Guy, you'll stick your neck out for your niggas? I know Gotti, and that's exactly how we hold Gotti, by the neck with a chain bigger than Yo Gotti. So that was fire. Yo Gotti is a rapper and he wears a big old chain or whatever. So that was fire. So this was a pretty good battle. I really enjoyed it, especially, Geechi Gotti was on fire that night. I definitely give the 3rd round to Gotti. This was a easy for me to judge. You know what I'm saying? The previous battles was a little difficult, but this was an easy battle to judge. Geechi Gotti definitely got 2-1. I give Gotti the 1st round and the 3rd round. But JC still did good. JC did good in his 1st and 2nd, and he kind of gave up a little bit in the 3rd. But he still did good. And I kind of feel bad for JC because he's been losing a lot lately. Like every battle JC done taken, he's been losing. But it's not like he's been getting bodied, though. It's just he just don't have enough, I guess. You know what I mean? And it's kind of weird because he even kind of said it in one of his rounds. Like, I'm tired of losing. He even said it in one of his rounds. But that's all I got for you guys. So y'all gotta watch this battle if you didn't already see it. This battle was fire, especially Geechi's 3rd round. I loved it. All right, so I'm about to go to bed, y'all. All right, I'm so tired. I'm sleepy. I'm recapping these battles for y'all every night. All right, so y'all have a good night. And remember, there's no night without stars. Later.